We're live. Is that it? Are we in? Is anybody there? Cool. We'll just wait then. So there's no viewers. Where's the chat? Oh, it's there. Hi! Yet again, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. We'll just give it a minute and wait to see how many people are going to be with us tonight. Can't see how many people are on. Hey, hey, hey! Hiya! Oh, there's another Lucy listening. It's a good name. It's a good name.
Strong name.
It is. Shh, you're not here yet. Hi, everybody. One more minute. How many have we got? 63. Come on. Want some more? She says she won't start until she gets 500. 78. Come on. 84. This is exciting, isn't it? Hi, everyone. Hello. We're nearly there. I'll start at 100 because by the time Heather comes on, we'll be on 500. Or we'll be on 0 because they'll shut off to me. Nearly there. 92. 8 more. Come on, where are you? Hey, hey, hey. 95. I hope you all got your pads and your pens ready. This is going to be immense. Come on. 97. 3 more. 3 more. 96. Oh, somebody's left us already.
Lucy.
98. 2 more. 2 more. Come on, girls. Where are you?
Yeah.
Have we done it? 101. Let's go. Okay. Okay. So you weren't expecting me. I do apologise. But unfortunately, Katie is really poorly. She phoned me up today and she literally can't speak. So I have offered my services to stand in and help her out to get all this launched because we have got an absolute star on tonight. Now she's looking at me with these beady eyes at the minute, thinking, I'm not a star. She doesn't think she's amazing, but she is. Heather Osler is going to talk to you today about events, live events. This woman is incredible. I met Heather way, way, way back because I used to teach her children as I was a primary school teacher back in the day. Obviously, don't need to do that anymore, but I used to teach her children. And that's how me and Heather met. And it's been a few years later when she has brought herself to me for Younique. Now, background for Heather, 20 plus years in sales. So this lady is a force to be reckoned with. I think we need to listen to her today. She joined in March, so the beginning of March she became active, and 3 weeks she hit yellow. Wow. And now as it stands, we're in April. She is a guaranteed pink, possible blue, but she's going to be green next month. So I'm going to hand you over to Heather. She is amazing. Get your pads. I've got mine ready. I can't wait. I know Katie is listening as well. She just can't speak. So are you ready for this? This is Heather. I'm good with that.
Thank you very much for the intro. 20 years plus though makes me sound quite old. That's the thing. Need to lessen that a little bit. Hi everyone. Right, well I've been asked to do events for you guys tonight. This is the second time I'm doing it today because we had a fantastic training session this morning and I did it all then. So the girls that attended this morning, thank you for listening to me. If I've missed anything out, they'll be able to tell you. But I'm going to start right from the very beginning on what you need to do when you're thinking about booking events. Before you even go and book events, you need to think, right, have I got my kit? If not, can I go and nab it off somebody else for a day or a weekend, because sometimes they're long weekends. You need to think about you as a person, as a brand, rather than having Younique as a product you want to sell yourself. And also you need to think about the literature that you're going to give out to people, because at the end of the day, you've got 5 seconds to capture their interest. And a lot of them don't want to make eye contact with you. So if you can go out there and try and give them a brochure, pull people in, make it a bit more friendlier, then they're more likely to be receptive and come back to you. Right, so the way I do it, I log on to all the events online, and there are absolutely hundreds of different sites you can go on to. I tend not to stay in my area. I tend to go out because there's a lot of Younique presenters within my area, and obviously we'll all be fighting for the same show to go to. I try to have a budget as well, which is really important because you want to make back what you spend on it. So I say between £10 and £25 is usually my maximum for a stall, but I'm going to contradict myself now because I'm actually doing a big carnival this weekend at Morecambe. It's 2 days. Now, with it being a carnival and it being Morecambe, they'll get thousands and thousands of people going there over the 2 days. So this one's cost me about 75 quid, which is fine. I've got my travelling time on top of that, but I will make it back one way or another. I will make it back. Okay, so what I needed to do, first of all, I've done this in a previous life with different products, but as I'm doing it for myself, I need to make sure I am covered, because there are things that can happen when you're doing an event. So you've just got to make sure that you've got all the insurance behind you. Even if people don't ask for it, get it. Trust me, there are a lot of people out there that just want to have scams and try things on, and you want to make sure that you've got the best cover possible. So when you book an event, get public liability insurance. There is a fantastic company, and I can give you the number afterwards. Silly me hasn't got it to hand now, but the company is called Combined Market Trade Shares. Based in London, they're the best one out there that I can find. They will cover you for 5 million, and that is your public liability insurance for 50 quid. That's all, 50 quid for the year. And trust me, if anything goes wrong, you need it. If you do any events on NHS sites, let's say, they want a minimum of 5 million cover. So yeah, I know a lot of girls think, oh, I'll just do it, I'll just wing it. Probably nothing is likely to go wrong, and hopefully it doesn't, but if it does, you are covered, and you need to make sure that you've got it. So that's the first thing. Anybody who is organising an event themselves, they need to make sure that the place that they're holding it on has public indemnity and it covers everything, rather than you having to go out and get it yourself. Nine times out of 10 they've got that, so you don't need to cover yourself. So that's the legal bit out of the way. So when I go out and book an event, I will contact them. I'll find out first of all if there's any other companies there that are going to be displaying any sort of cosmetics. You're not about skincare, but mainly cosmetics. If there isn't, I then ask for exclusivity at that site, and I also ask for my position. I recommend that you ask to be next to the face painter, go next to the bouncy castle, get the kids draw the mums in. While the kids are on the bouncy castle, the mums will draw their eyes to something else, and hopefully it will be your stall. So that's what I tend to do. And once I've got that position, I certainly ask for nobody else that is doing any sort of skincare or anything else to be near me. One thing I always say is, well, please don't put me in between any tombola stalls, because you haven't got a cat in hell's chance of selling anything when somebody's got 5 for £1 or free chocolate win every time, whatever. You're not going to sell anything and say, oh, all of a sudden, come and look at my £30 bottle of makeup. It's not going to work. So also ask for your position. Not many people do this, and they just end up where they put them, but you can ask. You're investing, you're spending that money to go to be at that event. So, they could turn around and say, no, we just do it randomly, but if you don't ask, you don't get. So moving on from that, I then make sure I've got the stock on display. I usually borrow Alex's kit, which is great because I've got everything myself now. And it's got to be stuff that they can try. People want to try while they're there. And if you don't have it, they'll just tend to walk past. The big one for me is the mascaras and also the lip stain. Now, if you're just going to stand there behind your stall, you're not going to pull anybody in whatsoever. But I get the lip gloss brushes and go out with my lip stain and ask them if they want to try it, and then they do, and then that pulls them back. You've got to be really interactive with them. it's just not going to happen if you just stand there and expect them to come to your stall. Make sure you got your brochures there. Make sure you got your lip charts, your lipstick charts, and your eyeshadow charts, everything, so they can have a look and they can have a browse. Make sure everything's uncovered so they can have a feel, you know, and feel the actual product itself. Usually when they feel the foundation, they say, oh, it's not sticky, and that moves them on. So everything you need to do to show them the product. Once you've got them engaged, then you usually can tell where they're looking. So usually somebody can see they're looking at the mascara, you can see they're looking at the foundation, and then you can just move in from there. I always have my PayPal on my iPad, so that if people actually don't have the cash there on them, which sometimes they don't, especially if I've upsold them to something else, I ask them to transfer it there and then into my PayPal account. Some girls like to take off the deposit and pay on delivery, but from my experience, people change their minds, so you need to get it up front if they don't have the cash. I also do a lot of things for children. So I have a row of jars of sweeties in that have £5 vouchers in them, and the kids get to put a number in, a heart, or whichever way you want to do it. And if they pick them out, the number out, they get that jar. 9 times out of 10, they win. This is free. I don't charge them for anything. And then that gives the mother a £5 voucher. Now, obviously, she thinks she's got something. She's going to go away, have a look what she wants, and then she rings me up, sends me an email, and orders what she wants. Everyone that I've put in a jar have come back and spent money. Now, all right, the cheapest thing is pigment, but 9 times out of 10, they go for the mascara because they can get it for £5 cheaper, which is great. They've got a good discount. And the kids are happy because they got the sweets. So that, get something on for the children. I mean, we did an event this morning on the training. We did the hair dye where Nina sat there and Kat dyed her hair with the pigments. That was fantastic. If you can get the kids on doing that, then the mothers are looking at the actual products as well. More orientated around children, the more money you make, trust me. That sounds really bad, actually, but it does actually, it does work. Lucy's laughing in the background, but it does actually work. I also tend to make a donation at charities, any charity events, because the organisers are more likely to put your name down again if you give them a donation. It doesn't have to be, it can be anything, but if you give them a donation, they're more likely to say, yeah, when we do it next time, we'll call you. Sometimes when I've gone to big charity events, if I have the name in the hat, or especially now I'm going to do the hair dyeing thing, I might charge them £150, £250, and then donate that to the charity. And as long as they're aware of it, they're more willing to give the money. And there again, while you do the hair, the mothers are looking at the products, and everything's got to be on site for them to touch. If you've got it in boxes or anything like that, they're just going to walk away. They're not going to bother. But if they can see a splurge there that they can put the finger in, or they can get over the new lip balm and they can put it on their hand, or even try the lip stain, try the lip gloss, it's great, and that gets more sales in. But try to upsell them from that. So if somebody says to me, right, I'm going to have this foundation, but I do like that concealer, try and do them a deal. If you do them a deal and say it's a deal of the day, think, wow, I'm getting something that I won't normally get, and they do tend to purchase it. You've just got to be quite creative, and you've also got to be willing to go to many events, because the investment that you've got to lay out for this is not cheap. You've got to get all the literature, you've got to get all your blitz cards. I've had 10,000 leaflets printed for me. I do distribution drops, tell people where I'm going to be. I've got banners, I've got everything. It's been quite a big outlay, but so far I'm making a return on it. So you've got to be prepared to go for one. It could be a bad one, but do the next one. The next one could be really, really successful. And you tend to have one bad one, one good one, one bad one, one good one. And then team up with your other stall makers. Make friends with them. You need to have buddies at these events, especially if you're on it to the loo. Who's going to look after your stall? You might see somebody that are doing, I've met a lady who's doing baskets to go. So we're now doing hen party baskets, where she's creating the baskets, putting a few things, and I'm doing the various things, whatever they want to go in it, and it's going to a hen party. We're going to do Christmas little hampers. I've met somebody else there who does printing, so we're going to get t-shirts printed, so I've got something for Liquid Beauty on when I go on the stall. I just want to clear that Liquid Beauty as well, because I know a lot of people do get confused about it. I'm actually selling me as a brand, which is Liquid Beauty. I sell a product which is unique. So, and I do other services. I do consultative services where I go out and give consultations to ladies who want to know how to put the makeup on, what's the best skin tone, and all the rest of it. So I'm selling me as an actual service. So that's why I've got Liquid Beauty as the whole of the group, where Younique's the product. So I decided that everything I wanted printing, I wanted it all as Liquid Beauty, so I could expand my range, and that's what I've done. So what else do you need to do at events? Get a marquee, get some kind of gazebo. If you are going to get one, don't make it more than 3 by 3, because you will have to pay a double pitch. If you turn up somewhere, that's the space that they'll give you. If you go slightly over that, they'll charge a double for it. Make sure that you've got your own tables, you've got your own chairs. You need to, I'm just trying to think, you've got your tables, you've got your chairs, you've got your banners. I think that's it as far as you've got your literature and everything else. I have tablecloths that are printed. I have price lists going out there. Another thing is, when you do the name in the hat, you can also take down the child's details and the mother's email address, and then you can start building up your contact list that way. I tend to just have a clipboard there and ask the mother just to jot it down while the kids, you know, trying to find some sweets that they want. And I think that's it really. It's just be persistent, and obviously work with people in your team. Don't go stabbing anybody in the back. If they have a local pitch that they go to, you know, move on to somewhere else. Don't try and take that pitch over, because it doesn't work. And you never know when you might need help from your teammates. You know, I'm doing a big carnival this weekend, and one of my teammates said, look, I've come out on the Sunday. I'm thinking, yes, I've gone for that, because I've probably been knackered by then. So if you can get other people involved, that's great. And you know, you just split it and you just work it between you. So yeah, if you've got any questions, if you want to know where I get any of the literature from or anything like that, then just send me a PM and I'll send everything off to you. But I think that's more or less it. So thank you very much for your time. Like I said, more than willing to have a chat with you and talk to you about everything. Just send me a mail. Thank you. Now Lucy's dying to get back in here.
No,
I'm not. Itching her over.
No, but can you? No, I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to ask one. Who, when you're at events, who can you target?
Right, yeah, it's the first thing I said this morning, and I've missed it off. You're right.
Rubbish.
You've got 3 potential customers at the event. So you've got the event organisers, because if you can make headway with them, just think about how many contacts they know organising events. And they're not all crafters. You know, some of these do big carnivals, do big gigs at night. So if you can get in with them, which fortunately one of them I have, which is great, and that one's growing. Also your vendors, go and see your other stall holders. You know, you can do things together. If you can't sell the makeup directly to them, you can team up, like I said earlier on about the baskets to go. You can team up and do something with them. Be a little bit creative, be very complimentary to your following stall holders, because they're more likely to give information to you and where they're going. So you know, if you latch on to them a little bit and just say, you know, I'm going here, 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 they might give you other places where they're going. You've got to make friends, and you've got to make sure that, you know, you don't step on anybody else's toes. That's the main etiquette of it. And then you've got your punters. So they're your 3 avenues of where you can sell into. You any more questions, Miss Preston?
I'm just blown away, to be honest with you.
There you go.
My eyes are bad. I can't see what's. It says it keeps cutting out as connection. You do need to be near your own Wi-Fi as well.
Yeah, because I'm wired in today, so you should have a good connection.
This will go straight onto Heather's YouTube. We'll make sure Katie's got the link for that. So if anybody is having difficulty, they can get straight back on. Just to summarise, though, how cool is she? Jeez. Okay, so just to summarise.
Do you need a cash and carry? No. No, I'm not sure, Deb, what you mean by that, but no, you don't need a cash and carry. Just make sure you've got enough stuff for people to touch, because that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
You know, at the beginning, I was a little bit protected, thinking, oh, I've just bought that, you know, don't touch it, hands off, but you don't get anywhere. So you just got to let them get their fingers in, let them touch the splurge. Make sure, though, they don't put the lip gloss, lipstick, or anything on directly onto the skin. Make sure you make them use the applicators, mainly for health and safety reasons more than anything else. What kind of donation do you offer? It depends where it is. If it's a hospice, I tend to, a big charity like that, I tend to donate all the names in the hats. Just in it, whatever I make on that day, I'll just donate it. We've got one round here called Darien House, and I'm hoping to go to one there, and I do support it anyway through my family. And I will just, whatever I make on that day with other things to draw customers in, I'll just give it over to them. Anything big or small, they're welcome for it. It's a good connection. Brilliant, thank you. You can tell if someone's looking at them. You know, when you start making eye contact with people, you can see where they're looking on the stall, or you just look at them to say, oh, right, well, they really like doing makeup. You know, look at their eyebrows. Well, have you thought about this gel? Have you thought about the pencil? You just lead with something, it comes naturally. And then you can see them scanning, and wherever they're last looking at, that's what you're forming at, and it comes naturally. After a couple of times, you do get to pick it up. The insurance, I will put it on Facebook. It is the, did you write it down this morning? No, the Combined Traders Insurers. I'll give you the telephone number. Like I said, it's £50, 5 million for a year, which is fantastic, because originally I was quoted £68 for 1 year, which I thought, a bit steep, and that was only 1 million. So I didn't go with them, I searched around. If you pay by card, they will charge you £1.50, but it's still worth it. Do I keep stock? No, I don't keep stock. I let them try it. I let them have a good, you know, get their hands in there. And 9 times out of 10, they pay on the PayPal, or I contact them afterwards. The only thing I've ever had is a couple of mascaras in my handbag, and then they go. And that, you know, that's about it. No, I don't keep stock. What else have we got?
Some good questions.
Some good questions, yeah. I'd like to know what the little game was involved with the kids. We'll do all sorts, depending how big. The carnival one's going to be massive. In fact, the store's going to be full of sweets. So, you know, the kids are walking by, and all of a sudden they get the rainbow drops of the Smarties, and I put them in a nice little jar so mum can use it afterwards. I stick the £5 voucher in at the top, and once you draw them in, there's different ways. If I do it for a charity, I'll do, I've got a bag with a ball in, and they've got to pull a number out. 9 times out of 10, every single one is a number that they're going to win. I get the person's details, and because it's got a voucher in, she has to fill out this form, so I know who's got it with the security code and all the rest of it. So I've got all the details. If that's chargeable, it goes to the charity. If it's not, I've still got all the details, and I'm building up my client list. I had one lady on Saturday that she kept sending her child to do this name in the hat, and I must have had her details about 20 times. She wants mascaras. She wanted one, but she didn't have the money there, so I know she's going to contact me. And since yesterday, I've had 3 PayPal orders. I took quite a bit on the stall. I certainly tripled what I paid for it and more with the one yesterday. And it was the first one I've done in the town centre, which I was a little bit unsure about. Nearly killed me trying to unpack it afterwards. Normally I go into places like, you won't even heard of it, but Huntley's is a big food marketplace and a lovely restaurant, and they have stalls and things. So they're usually in big houses or hotels or things like that. But this, it was St George's Day. I thought, no, I'll go along. It's quite local to me. I'll support them. And it was good. Yeah, it really were good. And there were a lot of people attended it. So what else have we got? I have an hour free radio publicity. Can I plug my Younique page? Yeah, I would imagine so. I don't think there's anywhere that says you can't plug a Younique page, just that you've got to be careful what you say. But I think really it's more about you should be plugging, rather, you know, you are that person, you're going out there and selling it. Why should somebody come to you over, or come to me over going to Lucy? You know, you've got to go out there and sell your services. So I know Lucy wants to start the final session. So listen, honestly, guys, if anybody has got any questions or you want me to give them a call, yeah, I'm more than willing to have a quick chat with you. Thanks for your time. Thanks for listening. Don't think I've missed anything else off.
I don't think you've missed anything.
Apart from the table display.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you need any help, give us a shout. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Swiping out. Funny was that. She's amazing, isn't she? I mean, what I got there was get cover, you know, get your insurance, ask for exclusivity. You don't want anybody else that's doing makeup, and if they are, make sure your tables are next to each other so people have the pick of the whole lot rather than being shoved into a corner and they've bought makeup from somebody else first.
You listened this morning.
I did listen this morning. Having your kit out to try, being interactive with people, having the hook with the children and the sweeties and the chocolate and things like that. Did you make the vouchers yourself? No, you can get the vouchers off the.
Give you all that.
Yeah, ask Heather. Her name's Heather Ostler. Add her on Facebook. Follow her. She's a rock star. Anyway, Katie has asked me to just go over a couple of things with you because I am Katie Hamer today. God, I wish.
Me too.
In the corporate news, obviously the foundation is back in stock. Woo! So excited about that. I know the sales have just been ridiculous. Even Scarlett's back in, which is just something that we've not seen for a while. So that's amazing. And the other thing that I picked up on corporate news is Spain. Spain is not that far away. 2nd of May, I don't know how many days that is. Less than 10, isn't it? We can't wait. We're so excited. The first 2 announcement calls have already been made. So go in corporate news and make sure you have a look at those. And the 3rd one is to be announced. We can't wait. I watched a thing, and I know Heather has, on Lisa Holdroyd. She did a YouTube video, and it was about your business page. And this could be massive for Spain. Absolutely massive. Creating adverts and things like that. So top tip, go and watch Lisa Holdroyd. But that's it for us. Katie sends her apologies for being poorly. We all wish her a lot of love and I hope you get better soon. Heather's got one more.
I just want to answer your question, Vicky. Yeah, not so much summer fairs for schools, but what I do is fashion shows in schools. So I don't know whether you have at your local schools, but my son had one where they bring a company in and they buy Monsoon, Next, you know, all the latest brands right from the head office, and parents buy it dirt cheap, which is great. And I managed to get a stall in the reception, and there were only 4 of us, and there was an open bar there, so the more they drank, the more they spent. It was great. I went round showing them lip glosses. They're the ones that you make a killing on. There were 160 tickets sold, and at 11 o'clock, these women were still there. And on the way out, even some of the women, I thought, she must be 70, 80. She's walking off with eyelashes. Couldn't believe it. I'm like, gobsmacked. You know, it was so, this particular one that I did, I really wanted to make a big splash because I'd only just started. To the fact with my daughter had just come back from PGL and she was absolutely shattered. I kept her up till 11 o'clock at night. She's curled over in a ball on this chair, but it was worthwhile. So if you can get on in schools like that, any fashion shows, they do them in, we're doing one PTA with the school, they do them in Working Men's Club. Log on to your school website, see what they're doing, not just secondary schools, but primary schools. Yeah. And if your school doesn't do it, go and recommend it. Yeah. Go and say to them, what about this? You know, it's a good money-making thing. So anything like that, anything that you can, there's a bar involved, and they're actually going there anyway, they will spend money, and you will make money. Anyway, that's me. I'm going. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, guys. We'll get this on YouTube from Heather Ostler's YouTube, but I'm sure Katie will post in the replay as well. Now I've got to work out how to turn the damn thing off. Stop broadcast. That might help. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you soon.
Bye. We could be tag team.
We could be tag team. I can't even turn it off. Look at that. I can't. Stop. I've done it.